Look at that. And I've got one on just here. G'day guys, welcome back to another episode. Today I'm out on the Port Hacking River after a lot of rain to see what I can catch. The water quality is a little bit darker than normal. It's normally quite a clear system and it's got a greeny brown tinge to it at the moment. So the target early morning is kingfish, and then as the tide slowly runs in, the plan of attack might change towards more flathead, bream, trevally. But for the early morning time right now, let's target some kingfish, hey? Take along for the ride. Oh, I dropped him. No, I just got to tap it. I had a fish on. It just fell off right there. Come on. There we go. Finally got one. Oh! Oh, it's just not my day today. Yeah. This is a bit better. Woo! Good fun on this likey. So much fun. There we go, finally. Little bullet salmon, tiny little guy, but great fun on that 1 to 2 kilo rod. Finally got one, so very happy with that. I'm gonna put him back. Where, mate? Alright, well, that took a bit of time, but finally downgraded the lure size to something a bit smaller that they're gonna eat. They whack the bigger lure. I was looking for a king and stuff, but it doesn't look like there's many of them around, so let's just bust up about 100 meters in front of me. So quickly change over the battery and keep going. Found them. They weren't really busting up now, so I just sort of killed the motor and drifted around where they had been, and bang, we got one. Jeez, they get the drag screaming, don't they? Look at that. It's so good. 1 to 2 kilo rod. Daiwa Legalis, 2000 Laguna. They're good fun. Look at that. There we go, that's a solid one. That's a better one. Gonna keep this one for the dogs. Like to always keep one that we're catching for the dogs, because the dogs absolutely love Australian salmon. Not the greatest eating for, Jesus Christ, buddy. But yeah, so I love to keep a couple of salmon for the dogs. The dogs absolutely love Australian salmon. Not the greatest eating for me personally, but I always like to at least keep one for them. So I'm gonna quickly deal with this guy and keep having to fish. But yeah, woo! Pretty happy with that. So obviously using this rod and reel combo that I've been using for ages, caught some really good fish on it. Most prized fish on this was the 75 centimeter kingfish. So this rod does do it all, even though it is a 1 to 2 kilo rod. It's a Daiwa Legalis 702 ULFS, which is ultralight soft plastics. It is a 7-foot rod with a 2000 Laguna reel, 6-pound braid, 10-pound leader. And I've got a little, which is now tangled up, I've got a little Daiwa bait junkie on a what looks to be like a number 1 or 1.0 sized hook. So perfect for catching a few little salmon around here. If I hook a big kingfish, well then I've got to be lucky, sort of thing. And I've got a bigger setup for them anyway, but they don't seem to be around this area, and I'm not going to leave this area just to hope to catch a kingfish when there's salmon biting all through here. So I might as well keep going, hey? So what I'm doing, there's no real bust ups around at the moment. So what I like to do when that happens and the fish are sort of gone a bit quiet, they're obviously searching for bait right now and where the bait are. And so am I. I'm sort of searching where the bait are and where they are. Keep an eye out for the birds, but I'll just cast as far as I can in a clockwise direction. So I just cast it there, I'll move a little bit over, cast again, retrieve, and just keep doing that like clockwork. And once I get around all the way around where I am right now, I'll move a little bit and try another spot and wait for them to come back up. So that's sort of how you do it, prospecting around for some salmon or kings when they're on the surface. So also I'll just tell you the conditions we've got. We haven't got much of a breeze at all. As you can see, it's quite glassy conditions, which is really good to see where the bust ups are happening. We have a run-in tide at the moment. So when I woke up this morning, the tide had just turned at about 4:30 this morning from a low, and the high should be around 10 o'clock, 10:30 this morning. So it's just about trying to use those conditions to your best. At the Port Hacking River, when I'm trying to target like salmon and kings and all that sort of stuff, I've found a run-in tide to be really, really good. I still get them on the run-out tide, but that run-in tide, as it comes in from over there and floods in over these big deep bays, it just seems to bring all the bait, and then all the pelagic fish just want to have a go at them. So yeah, another little hint for you. Finally. Look at that. A lot coming up. There we go. Another beautiful Australian salmon. They fight so hard on this light gear. I'm gonna quickly put him back. See you, bud. Yo! There's a boat right next to me anchored up. They're fishing with bait and stuff like that, and the salmon blew up around them, but they didn't have, well, they had a lure set up, but the lure was really big. It's probably 12-13 centimeter lure, so it just pays to remember to always match the hatch. I'm only using a lure that's about 5 centimeters big, and what they're doing now, the salmon, they're just chasing little eyes, and eyes are literally only 4 or 5 centimeters. So you need to be able to find a smaller lure when it's something like that. Like I said this morning, I was using a bigger lure. I was using this lure here, a little jerk bait, which is about 7 inches, and I was getting hits, but I wasn't hooking up. So I was just smacking the back of it, and they weren't hooking up properly. So it just pays just to go a bit smaller, get the lure size a bit smaller, and bang, straight away. I've been having a lot of fun catching these salmon. Here we go. Yeah, they're everywhere. Good job. There we go. Little salmon. Number 4 or 5 for the day. See you, bud. Alright, that'll do it for today's episode. We ended up catching quite a few salmon and then those little snapper just along the little northwest arm here, but that's okay. It's probably not the right tide. We're waiting for the tide to go out, so you probably need 2 or 3 more hours before this spot here would be really, really good. Really, really worthwhile, but it was worth a shot. So hope you all enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up if you did, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.